It's showtime.
What's happening, guys? Django Fett here to do episode 2 of this podcast series, and once again, I am joined by my friend Captain Awesome.
Hey guys, what's up?
So once again, I'll put links in the description below. Check out his channel, check him out on Twitter, and everything else. Please check it out.
Thank you, bro.
Continuing off with 2018, we talked about the top 5 movies of 2018, so please check that out, link in the description below. Let's talk about movies we think will suck in 2018. Movies that look good or look decent, but could end up being colossal failures. So, you know what? I'm pretty mad about it as it is, just thinking about this list, so I'm gonna start it off, okay? Just fuck it.
Go ahead.
Number 5 for 2018 is Bumblebee. What's the point? One of the worst characters for Transformers having his own movie, or a sideline character, to say the least. Having his own spin-off film? Why? What's the point? That is just one of the dumbest things I've heard. In this Transformers, Bayformers universe, just doesn't make any sense. And it's supposedly one of the 26 or something spin-off films that are supposed to come out.
Oh god.
It's just, what the fuck?
But come on, Django, it's for the kids, it's for the families, you know? It's gonna be awesome! Yay! Nah, it's gonna suck, to be honest, so...
Yeah, and the numbers died down too with like the last Transformers movie. I mean, compared to the previous one before that. So people just don't care about these movies.
Yeah, after all these years, they finally realized how a piece of shit they really are. So yeah.
Yeah, and this movie could be delayed. There's a couple movies that we have that could be delayed or something could happen. But just looking at the list right now, these are just the movies that, looking on paper, what we think about it right now.
Yeah.
Alright, Cap. You're number 5.
Okay, my number 5 is a movie that literally... Look, we don't really know too much about it. It's been quite secretive, but I just have a really... I don't know, I have a bad feeling about this one, and I'm interested to see what you're going to say about this, Django. It's the Predator Reboot, or sequel, or whatever the fuck it is, really. It's, you know, I don't know. I've never really been impressed by any of Shane Black's movies, especially Iron Man 3. Oh, God. And, you know, let's hope this doesn't turn out to be like Alien Covenants, where it killed the Alien movie franchise, and, you know, and also, another thing I need to mention, this is really weird of these details, I just need to mention a few things. The Predator title is called the Predator, but in the set pictures we saw that there was more than one Predator. So have they just chosen that title just to be cool or something? It's just, that's a bit stupid. And also, apparently the kid in the movie has autism, right? But apparently he has, like, you know, his autism is like superpowers where he can connect with the Predator. It's just, I don't know. It just sounds a bit stupid to me at the moment, and I gotta admit, this is one of my least anticipated movies. Who knows, it may surprise me, but I don't know. I'm not looking forward to it, but what about you, Django?
Yeah, the fact that the kid has autism and, you know, apparently he has superpowers, and anybody with autism or Down syndrome or something like that has superpowers. Yeah. That's some Stephen King bullshit right there.
Yeah.
Just doesn't make any... I mean, I'm just putting up an image of the cast right now, and it just looks so bad. I mean, look at these guys. They're not, like... This is not like Predator 1 with these big, hulky dudes.
Badasses.
And badasses, commandos. And instead we got, like, you know, average Joes over here, just like, hey, we're ready for combat. Like,
but come on, Django, we got Psylocke in the movie, Olivia Munn.
Oh,
it's gonna be awesome.
Olivia Munn, all she's good for is just sucking dick and not acting.
I wouldn't mind if she sucked my dick, though. That's the thing. So.
Yeah, this movie is actually higher on my list than yours, but yeah, like Predator is just. I'll get to it a little bit later.
Yeah.
All right, number 4 for me is Jurassic World 2: Fallen Kingdom. Where do I start? Okay, so Jurassic World 1, I hated that movie. I thought it was one of the worst movies ever. And directed by Trevorrow.
Colin Trevorrow, yeah.
Yeah, and thank God he's not a part of Star Wars Episode 9.
You can actually watch that movie in it now.
I can technically watch that movie now. It's really true, because I had a ban against him, you know? Like, I did not want to see any of his films after seeing how god-awful Jurassic World is. And just Jurassic World in itself was just... everything about the movie was terrible. And even if you watched it back in the day and you liked it, or you saw something good and you rewatch it again, you realize all of the flaws this movie has.
Mm-hmm.
I know, Cap, you probably felt the same. Like I just said, like, you probably liked it, or I know Groovy actually liked it at first, and then thinking about it again, it's not a good movie. Yeah. Yeah, it's got a lot of flaws and a lot of plot holes. Characters are bad. CGI bad. I mean, there's nothing really good about the film or this reboot of sorts. Basically,
just to go on your point, because my fourth is actually Jurassic World Fallen Kingdom. Oh my god, what a dumb subtitle. But that's another, like, you know, movie I think is going to suck really badly. Is because, look, Django was basically making a good point. I was one of the people in 2015, 2 years ago, I thought the movie was okay, thought it was. But now, over time, I've really grown to kind of dislike Jurassic World. I've really seen a lot of the problems and the plot holes and the flaws all over the place, and it's just a really bad film in my opinion. If you like it, that's fine, you know, more power to you. But at the same time, I don't really like it. The sequel, for me, just gives off the vibe of it could be a rehash of Jurassic Park, The Lost World, like Jurassic Park 2, because Fallen Kingdom, it just sounds, it sounds similar to The Lost World, pretty much. And I don't really care for the sequels, like Jurassic World 2 and 3, because, I don't know, like, I feel like they're just going to be rehashing something we already saw years ago, but just a really bad version. So that's my take on Jurassic World at the end of the day, with the sequel.
Yeah, and even though Colin Trevorrow is not, you know, directing the film, he's still a part of it. So that's more than enough reason for me to stay the hell away from it. Anything this guy is a part of ends up being shit.
The Book of Henry?
From what I've heard, yeah. Oh boy. Oh boy.
Yeah.
Number 3. Let's go with X-Men Dark Phoenix. Oh boy, what a exciting movie that X-Men Apocalypse was. Oh man, such a great movie. I'm being totally sarcastic, by the way. Apocalypse was a pile of shit.
It was awful. So yeah.
Okay, so I think it was a competent movie, but it was so average and lackadaisic that it's bad. Like, the character of Apocalypse, they totally screwed over.
Yeah.
And made him just like a regular villain. I don't know what Marvel's doing, or, you know, why they can't, you know, comic book movies can't do like really good villains nowadays. But it's just like all of the focus is on everything else, and the villains are just like in the back of the seat, like doing nothing.
Yeah, the villains are like the worst part of every comic movie now, sadly. Yeah, agreed.
But with Dark Phoenix, it's directed by Simon Kinberg. I think produced by Simon Kinberg. And everything with Simon Kinberg, practically. This guy was involved with the fuck-up that was Fantastic Four and many of the terrible, you know, other, you know, Fox movies as well, you know, X-Men movies. But Fantastic Four is a notable example of Simon Kinberg. So this is all going to be Simon Kinberg with X-Men Dark Phoenix, and could be a colossal clusterfuck on every level.
Yeah, indeed.
Plus, who's looking forward to the young X-Men anyway? Like I kind of like them, but like towards the end, like just thinking about it now, like I don't really care.
Yeah, agreed. And also another thing, this is apparently Simon Kinberg's debut as a director as well. So I'm like, oh god, we've seen him as a writer. Imagine him as a director. It's just, yeah.
It could be messy.
It could be very messy. So yeah.
All right. So you're number 3.
My number 3 is basically the same film, X-Men Dark Phoenix. Look, I'm just going to go in detail. They messed the epic storyline known as the Dark Phoenix Saga a long time ago with X-Men: The Last Stand, fucking piece of shit movie, which Simon Kinberg, by the way, did the screenplay for that. My God. I have no confidence after what happened with X-Men Apocalypse. There's been no real build-up to this movie, to be honest. Like, this is a type of, Dark Phoenix is an event. It's not something that you can just do a random movie of, And Simon Kinberg didn't just do like Last Stand and Fantastic Four, the reboot cancer movie. Did X-Men Apocalypse as well, which that was a huge downgrade from X-Men First Class and X-Men Days of Future Past, which were awesome films. So yeah, the movie at the end of the day, it's looking, I don't know. Like, I feel like the First Class trilogy should have just been a trilogy, if you get what I mean. It shouldn't have been like a saga or whatever the fuck they're trying to turn it into. It's just really weird, and with Simon Kinberg at the helm, I'm just expecting clusterfuck. So yeah, that's my thoughts.
Yeah, absolutely. All right. So number 2, we mentioned this movie before, The Predator. I think this could end up in a situation with Alien Covenant where it could look good, look really good, looks interesting, and then end up being a colossal failure on every level and destroy the whole universe. I think Predator has already been destroyed after Predator 3, but I think that was like its own thing, so it's not part of that universe in a way. It's kind of weird, but with this movie, it looks like it will be set in Earth, have a terrible looking cast, and be probably a reboot of sorts, and destroy any credibility that Predator had.
The Predator, as we mentioned before, it's like, even though I can tell there's probably people out there like the hardcore Predator fans who are like looking forward to this, I don't know, I have a bad feeling about this, to be honest. So yeah.
Yeah, and just because Shane Black was in Predator doesn't mean it's going to be a great movie. Or, I mean, did you forget about Iron Man 3? That movie was absolutely terrible on every level.
Yeah.
And he directed it. I think he produced it as well.
Yeah, and the thing is as well about Iron Man 3 is, I don't know, by what he did, you know how obviously he did the whole controversy with the fake Mandarin? I really hope he doesn't do controversy with the Predator franchise, because if he does, look, Predator is a franchise that's, I don't know, it's had some, great films, it's had some mediocre ones, it's had some bad ones. I don't want it to be like Alien, where it gets to the final nail of the coffin and then the franchise is just dead. I would like to see Predator, brought back to life, but redefined in a great way, not in a way where we're just, burying it more in the ground. So, yeah.
And you hope they don't have like a fake Predator and then having like a real Predator and be like, I am the Predator. Like, it's just, oh my god.
Ole, 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 as the Mandarin did.
Your number 2.
Okay, my number 2 is a movie I think you had at number 5, and that was the Bumblebee spin-off movie of the Transformers franchise. Okay, let's go in detail. For me, this is an incredibly unnecessary spin-off about, a character who was, let's say, the comic relief of the franchise, who never really developed, and he had this radio voice, that was basically him. By the way, I looked into the synopsis of this film, and it's basically set in the 80s, right? And apparently there's this girl who, like, literally, finds Bumblebee and they become friends, and then there's this threat and, he, protects her, blah, blah, blah. It basically sounds like a rehash of the first Transformers movie. It just sounds very similar. I don't really care for any of the Transformers sequels or spin-offs, because the Transformers franchise, or should I say the Bayformers franchise, is terrible. And also, by the way, I found out, Django, that John Cena is like the main protagonist in this, along with the little girl.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Just, Michael Bay loves big hulking dudes and little girls. Just loves to see them get pounded or something.
Oh, yeah.
Like, just some
definitely.
weird shit, like weird fetish shit that he has.
Yeah, the guy's a fucking weirdo, let's just say that. So, yeah.
Oh man.
That's me done with Bumblebee.
This is the number 1 movie that I think we're pretty much on the same with.
Yeah.
I think it's going to be delayed. It's most likely going to be delayed. But it's Star Wars Han Solo. This movie has been in production hell for some time now.
Yeah.
After the recent news of the firing of the director, getting acting coaches, getting a a lead that has never really done a big motion picture before. This movie looks like it could be one of the worst Star Wars movies ever.
Probably the worst, to be honest.
The worst. It could be the worst. Even worse than Rogue One, which I think is the worst. Many people will argue against me, but I still feel like it's the worst thing ever, because I'm totally against the spin-off films in every way. It's just milking of the franchise. Wait till you see Han Solo, and people are going to be sick of Star Wars. I said it once, and I'll say it again. People are going to be sick of Star Wars, if not already.
Yeah, agreed.
And, you know, just with Han Solo in itself, it's just... who cares? Like, we saw Han Solo with The Force Awakens, and that was kind of a good send-off. You might argue about that, but it's a good send-off to his character with Harrison Ford returning, and his last hurrah. That was good. But who wants a young Han Solo? Maybe you can just read about it in a book,
Yeah.
like in Legends, but your thoughts?
Okay, Han Solo, a Star Wars story, or whatever the fuck it is called, to be honest. They still haven't revealed the shitty title, but, you know, it's basically gonna be around that. My thoughts, it's unnecessary and heavily predictable. Like, look, basically, we already know what's gonna happen in this movie. He's gonna meet Chewie, he's gonna get the Millennium Falcon off of Lando, he's gonna do the Kessel Run, do you get what I mean? Like, he's probably gonna meet, you know, Jabba the Hutt and Boba Fett, and there's gonna be all the nostalgia porn. It's a predictable movie, and a movie that, as you said, Django, we don't need. And with the issues behind the scenes with the directors who left due to creative differences, the acting coach who's been brought in due to most of the cast not being able to act, mainly the main protagonist, who's just known for being in crappy chick flicks movies, which doesn't surprise me. Most actors, like, you know, in these movies these days are from those, so yeah. The movie feels like a huge cash grab, time filler movie like Rogue One did. It could have easily been a novel or a comic book instead of a live-action film. It's just, I don't know, man. I'm with you. I'm not on board with this whole spin-off idea. Like, in Rogue One, even I didn't care for the movie. I was kind of thinking, okay, well, let's see how it goes, I guess, for the first one. But then after seeing how big of a nostalgia porn that was, yeah, I don't want to see any more spin-offs at all. So, yeah.
And that's the thing about these movies. They're built on nostalgia instead of creating something new and creative and different.
Yeah.
Built upon the backbone of the original trilogy, as well as Legends in many ways. Star Wars Legends. Yeah. It's just going to be a clusterfuck in every way. It's been development hell. Disney are doing what they want in the end, and not changing into the future, in which, you know, getting the director to do their own vision instead of Disney's own vision, which, you know, backfired with Force Awakens and Rogue One.
Yeah.
But many people will say otherwise, but that's just me.
Yeah. Well, you know, then again, they're the same people who love, you know, the tentacle monster in Rogue One who did the hentai porn, so... Yeah, I knew you were gonna hate that.
Oh
but
my
yeah.
God. I hated that. If you want to check out my review, you want to hear my thoughts on that, definitely check that out. I fucking hate that movie. I hate it. Oh man. But yeah, that's our top 5 right there. Han Solo, number 1, right there.
Yeah.
Most likely some of these movies are probably going to be delayed. Things might change, but just looking at the list right now, these are the, you know, top 5 that we're looking at that could end up being disasters in every way.
Yeah. I think another thing as well, you know how you mentioned about moving schedules and release dates? Look, Han Solo's in the same month as Avengers Infinity War, and heavily excited for that film. And the thing is, as well, with all the problems it's had, you can tell Disney are going to want to delay it for probably December, like that's the tradition, you know, let's say December release for Star Wars movies at the moment, the new era of Disney. And you can tell it's going to probably go up against Bumblebee and Aquaman, and it's going to be like a freeway battle, if you get what I mean, in December 2018, so it'll be pretty funny to see who wins that battle. I hope Aquaman wins that, let's just say that. So, yeah.
When you hope a DC movie is doing better than a Star Wars movie, you know you fucked up.
you know it's the end of the world. it's a bit odd as well because you know Force Awakens, Rogue One, Last Jedi, and I think that since J.J. Abrams came in as the director of Episode 9, they've even moved the release to December. So Han Solo looks odd being in May, especially up against something as gigantic as Infinity War. It just seems a bit stupid. Like, you know, you'd think that Disney would want the movie to go on a, you know, a very good long box office run. I don't know what they're doing. I guess they'll probably delay it soon, but who knows?
Yeah, who knows? But that's our top 5 list, guys. Let us know what your top 5 list is in the description below. What you think could be the worst movies of 2018 by far. This was actually a lot of fun, I will say.
Yeah.
Definitely went a lot better than the last list, for sure. But don't forget to please like this video, comment down below, and subscribe to my channel, Django Fett, and subscribe to Captain Awesome as well. Check him out on Facebook and whatnot. Thank you very much for being on the show as well.
Thank you. It's a pleasure.
And we'll see you guys on the next episode.